And lastly, then God questions, فَبِأَيِّ آلَاءِ رَبِّكُمَا تُكَذِّبَانِ. And then which of the favors of your Lord will you actually deny? If this great creation that you see, the cosmos and the universe, and the fine detail and design and balance that you see, that nobody can even begin to comprehend fully, that nobody can begin to attempt to replicate, and you know that this comes from Allah, and the sustenance and the maintenance that I have allowed for you in this world, that you don't only live, that there are guiding powers of life that allow for you to survive. And there are different types of things that you can eat and enjoy. And these things come from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and still you don't realize the greatness of God. What are the excuses that you have to deny Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? This is in the end the climax of every illustration in Surah Al-Rahman. God will in the end say, you still not convinced? You still want to deny? And at times in all estimation, ladies and gentlemen, there are people who can still deny. And it's simply because of one thing, because their eyes are not open. And their hearts are even more shut. That's the reason. So ladies and gentlemen, that is why I think last week or last 2 weeks, I spoke about the concept of docility, being docile. Docility simply means a person who has the ability to be taught. To mean that there are certain people who cannot be taught. They go into a classroom, their minds are shut. They are there for some other reasons. But here now we are trying to venture into a particular idea of docility, which is none other than spiritual docility. That you can be blessed. Because there are people who cannot be blessed. There are people who are so far away from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, their hearts are so dark that the light of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not want to enter. وَالْعِيَاذُ بِاللَّهِ. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for protection. But ladies and gentlemen, let's be real. I'm talking about my own self. A lot of us, we have tainted our hearts. We have had put on dirt into our soul. We need to realize that first and foremost. But to be aware that these things exist, to be aware that we have dirtied our minds and our hearts, I think is in the end the first step to the blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and to begin to purify ourselves. So hopefully, ladies and gentlemen, we begin to firstly and foremost identify that we are sinners. And we need to purify ourselves. And to look for ways and means in which we can purify ourselves. Hopefully, when we begin to then purify ourselves, we can reach to, in the end, the appreciation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in whatever that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has prepared for us and blessed us with. So when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will in the end say, فَبِأَيِّ آلَاءِ رَبِّكُمَا تُكَذِّبَانِ. And what then shall you deny? We will in the end say, there's nothing to deny, Ya Rab. We truly understand, Ya Rab. This kind of answer can only then come for a person who is awake and purified. Wallahu ta'ala a'la wa